You're almost welcome to the finals of Miss Midwestern UDA 2023. I think a debrief of who we are has already been given. So I'll just request our teams to, each person from a team to sort of like reread what the motions look like, such that we come to a consensus as to whether or not we have the same motions. And then eventually we will start off with the debate. So a team from the affirmative, and then a team from the, a member from the affirmative and a member from the negators.
This House believes that Uganda should prioritize policies of environmental concerns over economic concerns.
This House believes that Uganda should prioritize policies of environmental concerns over economic development.
All right. From what they've read, there is consensus. Both teams have the same motion. For this particular round, we are going to use a standard time for main speeches. That will be 3 minutes, particularly not the standard that you're cognizant with, but for this particular round, we are customizing it to 3 minutes, 1 minute for reply speeches. With that said, we'll have the first affirmative, and I will say that may the best team win.
Thank you, my dear judge. Mas Cameron is my name from Team Affirmative, and I'm here discussing about the resolution, which states that this House believes that Uganda should prioritize policies of environmental concerns over economic concerns. My dear judges, Uganda should first deal, like the most urgent response, what they should do most, what they should concentrate on is the environment over the economic concerns. For our following views, we propose the resolution. 1. We believe that 75% of Uganda's economy is derived from agriculture. 25% is derived from the fauna and flora. My dear judges, all this is favored by the climate around us. So, for you who are concerned on the economy of Uganda, we are saying that 75% is got from agriculture and the 25% is got from the tourism centers. So, you who are saying like they should first concern on the economic development, how will we achieve this 100% without this, without the climate that is favoring these activities? My dear judges, we are like, how should we? Kampala has a good environment. Karamajong has a poor environment. That's why Kampala is developing more fast than Karamajong. Just because Kampala has the good climate that favors the economic activities that brings income to the country. My dear judges, we have to first put first the climate change. We have told you that 75% of Uganda's economy is got from agriculture. And we believe that agriculture is supported by rainfall. So we have to first combat the climate. After we have dealt with the climate, it's when we shall come to your measures of economics. And besides that, all human activities in Uganda are favored by climate. And besides that, if we get the economy without the climate, won't you waste the money dealing with economic changes? Come on board and answer that question. If you want to first deal with economic activities, won't you waste that money with economic disaster, with the natural disasters? So we as team affirmatives, we are like, let's first deal with the climate. After we have achieved the green Uganda, we shall achieve the rainfall. This rainfall will favor all our activities. We are like, Kampala is growing faster than Karamajong. Why is it growing fast? It has a good climate. The people are able to practice their activities. They are able to practice farming. This generates income. They are able to practice each and every activity without influenced by climate.
Today's resolution states that this House believes that government should prioritize policies of environmental concerns over economic development. Ladies and gentlemen, as our key terms of the resolution, as team negators, we define prioritize as to put tasks, problems, etc. in order of importance so that you can deal with the most important first. Ladies and gentlemen, we realize underdevelopment is a problem and climatic change is a problem. Yes, we realize that. But in this case, we are looking at prioritize which one to put first. We are saying, let us put economic development first. Then climatic change will come immediately next, because we believe all of them work hand in hand. So we are saying economic development first. Ladies and gentlemen, we define policies of environmental concerns, that measures that are designed to prevent or reduce harmful effects of human activities or ecosystems. Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, economic development, what does it consist of? Those are human activities. And we are saying that we are putting economic development first because we believe you cannot fight climatic change without funds. And that is why we are coming. Let us develop economic development. We get enough funds so that the sensitization we shall do shall be effectful. The forestation we shall do shall be sufficient. All the other measures we shall put rejected. Wait, I will finish and accept all your POIs. Thank you. So that after developing economically, we shall have to address all the problems of climatic change. That is why they come up and say that Karamoja is that there is climatic change in Karamoja. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to inform Team Farmers that Karamoja is not affected by climatic change, but that is how it is naturally. It is a deserted area. It is not climatic change. That is how you come lying the August house that there is climate. I said I will accept all of them at the end. That is how you come lying the August house that there is climatic change in Karamoja. No. Do not make them ignorant like you are. There is no climatic change in Karamoja, but it is naturally deserted. Therefore, for that problem, how are we going to address the problems of the urgent climatic effects? We are going to resettle as we are doing economic development, so that after the economic development, we are going to permanently handle the effects of climatic change. That is by afforestation, sensitization, and all the other measures like the adaptation. That is going to be so efficient because we shall be having enough funds after we've developed like Uganda, because we believe that 2.44% are the unemployment rates. That is a proof of underdevelopment in Uganda. There is also youth unemployment of 64%. And if youth are unemployed, what are they going to do? They are going to come in new villages, lacking something to do, idle all around. That is how they start polluting the environment. That is how they start cutting down trees. Ladies and gentlemen, where is the future in this case? If we are leaving the youth to stay in the villages because the country is underdeveloped, so we actually, in that case, I see, as you're leaving the youth to stay in the villages and pollute the environment, meaning you're encouraging climatic change. But in this case, we are fighting underdevelopment first, then immediately climatic change. Thank you so much as I rest my case.
Negators, they're like, Karamoja is just natural as a desert, and you are failing to know that climate change is caused by natural factors and human activities. Are you aware of that? So we are here to combat the climate because we are fearing to achieve the money and then waste it on combating the climate changes. Are you aware of that? We want first cause the utility. We want the accountability of our money, to make accountability of our money. We don't want to achieve the economy, then we go and waste it on climate change. So let us first deal with climate change. As you had said that Karamoja is naturally a desert, so we want to combat it. We want to change its climate to from desert to at least another type of climate, not being a desert because it is a climate change that it is natural like that, little knowing that also natural factors lead to climate change. I have that our team negators. Our dear judges, we are also saying that we as team of farmers, we are dealing with the Green Schools project. These people, they are all aiming at achieving a green Uganda. After achieving a green Uganda, you will be in favorable conditions. You will work in appropriate conditions in order to achieve your economy that you want to achieve. Of course, you are looking at factories in Uganda. These factories, they are facilitating, they are doing their work simply because they are in good conditions. They are not experiencing climate changes. So that's why you are seeing we shall achieve the economy. We shall achieve the economy as well as if the climate is favoring. You cannot stay and work in a poor conditional climate. Okay, you cannot work in a poor climate change. Okay, like there is rainfall there, you stay in that rain that because you want to get money. No, you will first run out from that rain so that you save your life. So let us first save our lives than getting money. For sure, you are seeing we are the people to get the money. Yes, we need the money. But now, are we going to use this money when you are dead? We should first see at the things that are affecting man. Man are being affected by floods. So these people are being affected by floods. You are telling them they should look at getting money. Just to leave alone the floods. Already the floods are killing them. How will they use the money yet they are dead? Members, come on board. We are telling you that if we practice mitigation measures and then adaptation measures in the way of recycling the climate, in the way of reversing the climate, we shall achieve the economy you are looking for. because we are seeing that the climate change in Uganda, that's why even we are here, sensitizing you people to plant trees at your homes, to plant trees in your villages, so that you should be in a conducive climate, so that you can work and achieve your economy. We really need the economy as the team of farmers. We don't refuse it, but now how are we going to use this money? You are given funds, how are you going to spend them? Can you bring the accountability? We don't want you to spend this money in climate changes, in climate disasters that people have faced floods, then you go and spend millions of money. Of course you are doing nothing. You are getting, again you are spending. That is not saving. First we need to save our economy. So as the way we're saving our economy, we should first solve the problems that are affecting us. Of course you cannot be with the disease, suffering with the disease. You keep money that, you know, my money will be with it even if I'm sick. So our dear judges, we as team of farmers, we really say we should prioritize climate change than economic.
Our resolution stated it clearly that this House believes that Uganda should prioritize policies of environmental concerns over economic development. And we, as the negators, we are telling you that the farmers, that we are not refusing. That's why we are trying to find the best solution to this problem. That's why we are spearheading economic development. Look at the fact that some person is in a rural area, that person has no job to do, and that person is going to cut down a tree, that person is going to start charcoal burning. So what is the reason causing that? It is because that person lacks money, that person is lacking income. Why would the person... Why would a person go and construct a company on water? Because that person is lacking economy. That person is lacking income. That is why that person will do that. You talked about you'll combat Karamoja into you're going to combat it because you're putting environmental concerns first. You have forgotten that that Karamoja is naturally a drought area. So how are you going to combat it? Because you do not even know what you're talking about. That is why we come to tell you that why we are talking about economic development being the first thing is because we want to solve the problem from the grassroots. We told you that, of course, we told you poverty is the biggest problem here as SDG number 2. That's the reason why people are carrying out this. They are polluting the environment. They are making they are carrying out activities that are polluting the environment. They are burning charcoal because they need income. But if we find a solution to that problem, people will no longer burn charcoal. That's why if those people are employed, that's why we are going to employ those people into, if we are planting trees, we shall employ those people. Instead of going to cut down trees, they will go and plant trees. Instead, of course, we need income. Will you employ someone and you don't pay the person? We shall pay the person. Where are we getting those funds from? Of course, economic development first. We need funding. So you're telling us that you'll transform Karamoja. You're telling us that Kampala is better off than Karamoja. Are you noticing that Kampala is developed and it is economically well? That's why it is better than Karamoja. You're telling us that people. So, well, that's why today we are here to solve a problem from the grassroots, not starting from the top. Because you will not come and tell a hungry person that do not cut down a tree, and that person listens to you. Because that person tomorrow will go back to cut the tree because that person is hungry. He does not have income. That person will not mind because they want money. People want income. So we shall start from the grassroots. We shall use the money we have got from from other activities. We shall use that money and sensitize people. We shall employ people instead. So we need to create employment. That is the best problem the people are facing. We have to solve a problem of poverty and the other stuff. So thank you, our dear.
I'm wondering how these people are going to sensitize people, those who are people having money, and then to survive in a poor environment. How are they going to survive? First of all, judges, let me first tell these people the sources of money in this country, Uganda. One, from agriculture. Second, from forest. Now, if we don't conserve the environment, how are we going to get this money from tourism? How are we going to get this money from the agriculture? Now, let's first combat the environment. Let's first conserve our environment. You're talking of you're going to give people money and then go on planting trees. How are you going to plant trees in an environment that does not support the tree growing? You are the very people who are against the organization like the Green School Project, the Food and Agriculture, Organization, which is trying all means for us to go on with a green Uganda. That's why with the team proposals, we are all aiming at getting a green Uganda. After we have got this green Uganda, then we shall come on with your point of economy. We don't, yes, we agree with economy. Economy is good, but how and where is it going to help us? How are we going to survive with the economy? And yet we are living in a poor environment. You're talking of Karamoja. Karamoja and then Kampala. Indeed, you look at people of Karamoja, like if you get billions of money and you take to them, how are they going to use this money? Can you come on the ground and tell us how the billions and trillions of money that are going to be spent by the people in Karamoja? Instead, we should go on, we look for all possible measures of combating the environment in Karamoja so that they can also survive, so that they can also live like other people are doing. You're seeing that people here, agriculture, as I earlier told you, that we get almost 70% of the economy from agriculture. Now, if we don't deal with agriculture and as we are conserving the environment, are we going to get your economy? I would like them to come on ground and then tell me the sources of money they are going to get, how they are going to get this money instead of agriculture and tourism. Because they are going to get money, they are going to do what? Then how is this money going to help us? I need them to come on ground and tell us how the money is going to help us in going to help people to survive in in areas with the poor climate, in areas with the poor environment. And then I'll come to the side if they really give convincing arguments. For that, I really tell them that we should all join hands in hands and then go with what the Green School Project is emphasizing us to do. You're like, you people, you're fighting against this organization as if you're not willing, you're not happy to live in good environment. You're talking of like, for example, there's these challenges if the environment is poor, if there's challenges of flooding and then people have flooded away and then you bring in your trillion of money. How are they going to use this? How will these people survive?
First and foremost, this House, I will begin with the resolution. This House believes that Uganda should prioritize policies of environmental concerns over economic development. First and foremost, I would like to make it clear and answer them. They're asking agriculture and tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, let us make this realistic. Agriculture and tourism, they contribute a lot to the economic development of Uganda, which means they're under economic development, because you do realize in agriculture it involves importing of goods. What does it need? It needs finances. And then the other question, I would like to ask them, if they want to really create, if they want to solve the environmental concerns, remember they need funding. What is their source of funding? Because you realize if the economy of the country is stable, you will get the funding. These things work hand in hand. How are they working hand in hand? You do find out that people are unemployed. You think about this young man, everything is rotating around him. He has so many children, like 4 children, they need school fees. He has no alternative, he's unemployed. So he will cut down the trees to get the money. So that's why we want to solve the problem of economic development, that is to create more jobs to solve the problem of unemployment. And then the other thing, and rejected. And then the other thing, you do find out which jobs are we going to provide to these people. We are going to make my second colleague said that we are going to give these people, we are going to make them environmental activists in the way that they will be the ones spreading the gospel of what? They'll be the ones spreading the gospel of saving the environment. And then we go to SDG number 2, no poverty. No poverty in Uganda. So how will the country surely develop? How will the country surely develop if the economy of the country is unstable? And then they're also saying that that the man is affected by floods. Fine, man is affected by floods, but you realize that this same man is the one who is causing the floods. He's going to cut down the trees because he's unemployed. So the turning point is economic development, ladies and gentlemen. Even this program of saving the environment, was it just put there? It needed funding, ladies and gentlemen. So the turn accepted.
Won't the natural disasters affect the human activities generating income?
Thank you so much for that wondrous questions. One, the natural disasters. But what's causing these natural disasters, ladies and gentlemen? This man, because he's desperate, unemployed, he's cutting down the trees. That's why we are seeing the floods, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why we are saying that we need to make these people environmental activists to spread the gospel, to be patriotic. Thank you so much. I beg to rest my case.
This house believes that Uganda should prioritize policies of environmental concerns and economic development. Ladies and gentlemen, team of farmers come here talking about agriculture and tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about before thinking about the land where to put the agriculture? Agriculture is the economic activity. It is the first thing you talk about, then go to the land. That is why we are telling you, we are solving economic development first, then immediately go to climatic change, because we believe they are all problems we are solving in the environment. But which one first? Because we believe that even this program, ladies and gentlemen, as we are here under this roof, we are all solving the problem of climatic change. But was this program just put there as in now let us go and fight climatic change? No, it was funded. Like you see all these things, they were funded, the food and everything. So ladies and gentlemen, how are team of farmers going to fight climatic changes without any funds? Because they asked us the same question. But we are saying economic development first. What is the meaning of economic development? Meaning you have sufficient funds to fight everything. Thank you so much. As I rest my case.
Thank you, my dear judge. One member from Team Negative herself came on board. Agriculture is an economic activity. So we have to first deal with climate changes, then deal with agriculture, then support the agriculture, the economic activity you talk of. My dear judges, they have already surrendered. My dear judges, they came on board telling us they are going to make us environmental activists. You've already surrendered. So you have realized that we have to protect our environment first, then come to employment. So you will make us environmental activists. Thank you very much. We asked them a question. Won't natural disasters affect human activities that generate income? They come on board telling us natural disasters. But we are combating natural disasters. And then for your economy, will you get the economy when you're facing by natural disasters? How could you generate your activities in a land that you know it will be soon swept away by floods? You have to first deal with the root cause of the problem. And to deal with the root cause, we're let's first mitigate our environment. Make a green Uganda. After we have made a green Uganda, we shall then come to your economy. My dear judges, we deserve a win.